Well, good evening. It is Saturday evening, late for me to be doing a blog, only because I did it once and it didn't work, didn't capture. So we'll try it again. um, December 7th, a day that'll live in infamy, did it. Uh, I'm not sure. There were commemorations and celebrations, but uh, very, very different from what I remember growing up, um, especially with regard to the historical importance of what transpired that day and subsequently, beginning of the war in the Pacific Theater and what have you. I had my father's middle brother served uh, in the Pacific as a CB, a construction battalion in the United States Navy, while my dad was in the Army and then the Army Air Corps. Uh, it's Journal 245. It is T+249. And today was a day that was spent in contemplation, I think, of being a child of the Depression. My dad grew up in the Depression. He was a member of the card-carrying member of the Greatest Generation, served in World War II, endured the hardships of the Depression, and endured the hardships of war, and made him who he was. And whether it's nature or nurture or environment or genetics, that has an impact on everybody that grew up in that household, right? And I did, and being the eldest of the three of us, probably was more aware of what was going on than anybody else, and more cognizant of what the implications of that were. My dad was a hoarder. Now, he wasn't a hoarder in the sense where you couldn't walk through the front door of the house and move around, but he had little cubby holes where there was all kinds of stuff that he just couldn't throw away, that he just couldn't bring himself to throw away, because you never knew if you were going to need it or not, and it would be better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And he saw no good reason to discard anything that was perfectly useful, even if he didn't use it. It's like, up until, and that was especially true of tools, by the way. We had tools at the shop for years for operations that were no longer done on cars that don't exist anymore. So, including a full set of English Wentworth tools, which it's hard to find applications for. Probably would be worth more as curios than they would be as actual tools. Well, I'm in the middle of, computer hell. You've heard about it before, and I'm still not out of it. And it's been really awful, and it's continuing to be awful. But one of the things that's happened is I've become aware that I too am a hoarder. Only I hoard computer programs. I hoard files, email messages, 10,000 of them actually at this moment. Messages, texts. I don't throw anything out, because you never know when you're going to be called upon to pull something up. And if you haven't stored it on your computer or on a backup file or on a hard drive that didn't crash, then you're not going to be able to find it. And, God help us all if you can't. Well, the thing that's interesting is, in order to go ahead and function at the shop towards the end, when I had lots of things on my mind besides just the shop, I embraced a 6-month rule. And basically that was, if I didn't touch a piece of paper in 6 months and it wasn't a government document, if it wasn't something that I needed for taxes or I needed for my attorney or my accountant or whatever, then I would throw it out. And I decided that I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do the same thing with the computer, and establish a 6-month or 8-month or 9-month or a year rule, and hold on to things in that regard, especially now that I've got to transfer data over from one computer to another computer, because you certainly don't want to bring junk back and forth between the two computers. So that's my goal. And the reason that this is going to be a shorter than normal post, and you might like it more. And if you do, tell me. I'm not sure what I'll do with what you tell me, but it'd be nice to know. I'm going to finish up tonight because I'm still waiting for a support call to come in from Apple to figure out why something new and different that's going wrong is going wrong. So that's it for tonight. That's all for now. TTFN. Stay well. Take care. I'll try and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.